probably by now you've seen videos of black Americans, threatening to boycott African business or Africans that live in America. So we can say the Africans that are in America businesses. And we want to know, where was the source?
Hi guys. So listen, I made this post to boycott the African braid shops. And honestly, I didn't expect it to pick up as much momentum as it did, but it did. And I think it's a good thing. And like I said, I don't just talk about it, I bees about it. So since it's picking up so much momentum, since we are in a paradigm shift, and since we as Black Americans are really sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of telling them we are sick and tired of being beat, battered, bullied, and abused by every ethnicity that is not a Black American, I have picked a date, and I say starting August the 1st, for the entire month of August, we boycott African-owned businesses. That includes restaurants, hair salons, braid shops, etc., etc. It's time to show them that our Black American dollar is what runs this damn country. We are no longer tolerating disrespect. We are demanding it. We have been punching bags long enough. No more. So, I say again, August 1st, we're going to start. And for the entire month of August, no support for African businesses from Black America. Now, there are some of you in the comments that are saying, well, if we're going to do this to our own people, to Africans, which, by the way, they're not our own people. They are not Black American, and they don't even want to associate themselves with us. But I digress. If we're going to do this to them, then y'all are saying, well, we should do this to the Asians. We should do this to the Arabs. We should do this to this. I agree. And if you want to do that, start your cause. Shit, again, I bees in the trap. I'm about this life. We can do one ethnicity a month for all I care. Start your cause. Get out my comments. Start your cause, and we'll follow it. That's it. Don't challenge me to do it. I'm doing what I believe in right now. So you do what you believe in right now. This one is August. Pick who you want to do for the month of September. State your case. Start your cause. Share your video that is motivating this, and rally the troops. I'm all in. But right now, for the month of August, August 1st through August 31st, no support for African businesses. All right? And as I always say, Black American power. Let's go. So listen, if you are on board, like, follow, comment, share, repost, guys. Make sure to follow so you can be updated about new information. Okay? Bye.
So we've had this woman, she say, she wants all the Black Americans to actually, Black Americans to actually boycott what? The African that are in American business. So she say she's sick and tired. They are sick and tired. All these ethnicity, all these race, spitting on them. But you're forgetting that there are only how many colors? 3. Black, white, and the brown people, or the Asian. So if you're going to start a war with your family, I'm wondering, there are so many business, there are so many things you can pick a fight with. Why haven't you picked a fight with Donald Trump? Because I've not seen any black actually in the street to actually they are protesting against Donald Trump policies. The DAI policy that has been pushed by, these big corporation. Why haven't you actually not boycotted things like Target, the DAI programs? It affected many of the blacks. And the reasons, I think they're saying, the main reason they're saying is poor customer service. So Black Americans women have reported and encountering poor service, particularly in African-owned hair braiding salon, as a significant grievance. Why haven't you told them? Because you were there. It's the same race as you, or the ethnicity. You're forgetting, okay, let's say this. You guys said, I was watching the chef, I think the chef somebody, he said the black Americans are not Africans. Okay? It's okay. But let's say this. You guys are actually the same color, because when you're in the street, these whites will they identify you as a black Americans or African Americans or the Africans in Americans, or they just identify as black? Tell me. So the complaint of poor customer service, have you guys complained to those businesses? Because maybe you think the black Americans, actually, this is the community that support each other. Do you think a white person will come and support your business? Do you think so? Then is another point from the videos. She said the perceived exploitation. So there's a sentiment among black Americans that Africans immigrant-owned businesses, especially in the black hair industry, exploit their community economically. Have you guys sit down and discuss the prices? Because I think there's a woman who say like they're taking a lot of money doing it, while there are, there are Americans, black Americans businesses that, offer the same price, the same service. Okay, you go there and leave those people that actually finds the African businesses so, so good. Like this woman. So the video is presented in satirical way, but get the message, what this lady is trying to say. And you'll just be amazed by this lady, what she's saying.
Yes, finally, y'all, we are boycotting African braiding shops. Like, I'm sick of these Africans taking my money, especially the ones that can do boho knotless braids down your back for under $300. Oh, especially the ones where hair is included. Like, if y'all know any of those braiding shops, like, please let me know, specifically in the Nashville area, so I can be the first to boycott, because I'm sick of thinking about that. I'm just sick and tired of them, especially when they can do hair under 5 hours because multiple ladies are working on your hair at the same time. Like, I wanted to sit on the chair for longer. Like, I'm just mad thinking about it, especially the ones that wash your hair before the appointment. Like, I'm just getting mad thinking about it. So like let me know, like, and the rates and like where they're at and like a number to like call them, like to let them know that I'm boycotting, because like we can't stand for this. And like let me know their availability for braiding next week, because like I got a trip coming up and like I want to boycott before I go. So like just let me know.
So basically what this woman is trying to say, it's presented in satirical way, so you'll give a bad comment because maybe you've not listened to the whole topic or the whole video. But this lady highlights, it's fast efficiency that these Africans, there are so many employed ladies in that business, in that bread shop, that will actually deliver faster service. They are giving a very comparative prices. But this other lady of ours, I think she's just mad for nothing. But anyway, you guys have your points. So if you're supporting the boycott of African businesses, please put down in the comment section. Let us read it. So another thing that I think she needs reason for boycott is lack of reciprocal respect. The boycott call emphasizes a perceived lack of respect from African business owners, since as a barrier to mutual economic relationship. Respect goes both ways. Let's get this clear. Respect go both ways. So if there's no respect, what kind of disrespect you guys have encountered in black-owned shop or the Africans-owned shop? Please put down in the comment section. Let us get to know. Then another thing she say is economic power demonstration. So Shia called explicit aim to show the strength of the Black Americans dollar, encouraging support for Black Americans own small business instead. So she wants to actually, show the black dollar. The black dollar is very superiority. They can maintain life. I saw a video where they thought, like these Americans, some of these Black Americans, their thinking is that African is a starving country. That's their perception. Now they have seen that these blacks are coming in, and these black, actually, they are not us. They saw in TVs, in white media, in mainstream white media, as a starving nation. People are uneducated. Then they now feel, threatened. Are you guys in support of this? Are you guys in support of this?
If you're not Black, just keep scrolling. This video is for my African Americans and African brothers and sisters. Specifically for us, I am so confused. Why am I seeing that on August 1st, African Americans, or a specific African American, has forged a protest against African businesses, from African restaurants, African braiding salons, anything that is African owned? They have started a campaign that on August 1st, we as Black Americans will be boycotting these businesses. What the fuck is wrong with us? What is wrong with us just as a people, as Black Americans, African Americans? What the fuck is wrong with us that it makes sense to boycott African businesses because you may have had a bad experience with a African business? You've also had a bad experience with an Asian business. You've had a bad experience with a white business. You've had a bad experience with an Hispanic business, and so on and so forth. Where's the energy for those businesses that continuously come into our communities and disrespect us? But you want to start a war, a beef, continue a beef with Africans? Like, make it make sense. We are all one. Sure, we can distinguish ourselves as African American or African, but they look at us all the same. They don't look at African and say, oh, you're African. They don't look at me as an African American and say, oh, she's an African American. No, she's a nigga. They all the same. So what sense does it make that we are boycotting our own people? Sometimes we can really be our own worst enemy. They don't even need to do anything to divide us. There's nothing more that they need to do. We can complete the mission ourselves. The self-hate, because that's what it is. It's self-hate. There is no way. I don't even know how this thing even got legs. How did this even get legs? You got people agreeing with it, like, yeah, when I go into the hair braiding shop, that's why Black women ain't got edges, and that's why Black women got bald spots or losing hair, because they braid so tight. What? That's the reason why you're boycotting them? Because you made a choice to let somebody braid your hair a certain way and you didn't get the desired results? So that's justification to boycott an entire community of people? Like, y'all dumb. I say it all the time to my friends and family. The majority of people are fucking stupid. And I mean that with my whole entire chest. Y'all are some dumb, ignorant ass people. Because this don't make no goddamn sense. How you boycott your own people when you got people, other races, other communities that have done far worse to us than we do to each other? But you want to sit here and boycott your own people? I don't even even have no more words because I'm really going to go off and get to cursing on here, and I don't need to be doing all that. Y'all need to grow up and do better. Matter of fact, let's make August 1st, you do go to an African business. If there's an African beauty supply, if there's an African, I don't know, corner store, whatever kind of business it is out there that an African may have, go ahead and make sure y'all frequent it on August 1st. Let's counteract this ignorance because this is fucking stupid. So goddamn dumb.
There's a tension between the Black Americans and the African immigrants rooted in historical and cultural differences. So researchers from sources like OK Africa and the New York Times indicated, one, competition for resources. So some Black Americans perceive African immigrants as competing for jobs, scholarships, and welfare packages, with a 2021 article noting feeling that immigrants take away opportunities in education and employment. So I think they have bigger beef than you actually imagine. Another thing that the New York Times noted and the OK Africa is cultural and identity difference. So African immigrants often pursue separate identities to avoid the racist treatment faced by Black Americans, as noted in a 2020 AAIH article, leading to misunderstanding. For instance, differing experience with the racism. Black Americans with the legacy of slavery and systematic demonstration versus African immigrants with more recent migration, creating a distinct perspective. Another thing is economic success and perception. So articles like those from the Pew Research Center in 2022 show African immigrants, particularly from Nigeria and Ethiopia, have higher education attainment, which can fuel perception of economic competitions, as seen in 2014 Atlantic Peace of Ivy League. So it goes deeper and deeper and deeper than we think. So do all the Black Americans support this idea of boycott? Let's see.
So let me get this right. You guys want to go and boycott African stores, African restaurants, braiding shops, because you half read a post, not even a post, an article that you didn't read. And I know you didn't read it. We're going to get into that. But you half read an article that said that Africa plans to tap into the $1.2 trillion spending power of Black Americans. And you take that as Africa's trying to take our money. But you're not going to boycott McDonald's. You're not going to boycott Walmart, which are always in the hood. You're not going to boycott Gucci. You're not going to boycott Hennessy. All these things that are literally taking our money. I wouldn't even say taking. You're spending your money with, and they're not putting back into the economy of the Black people. But let's get a little quick understanding of what Africa's plans are. So let's just read it. Several reports indicate a plan to leverage the significant spending power of African Americans, estimate at over $1.2 trillion to boost the African economy. And y'all want to stop there, but let's keep going. This initiative involves tapping into the diaspora's financial resources and entrepreneurial spirit through various investment summits and engagement strategies. The goal is to channel a portion of this spending power towards development projects and businesses in Africa, fostering economic growth and strengthening the ties between the continent and its diaspora. They're literally trying to keep us engaged with themselves, making it a world economy. But anyway, more detail. The 1.2 trillion figure, this refers to the collective spending power of African Americans, a significant economic force, according to Niall Celine. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Focus on diaspora engagement. African leaders and organizations are increasingly recognizing the potential of the African diaspora, particularly in the USA, as a key source of investment and development capital. Allow me to break that down. They are understanding that we spend a lot of money. And they are saying that if we, meaning them and us, spend together and build together, we will be strong. I don't think y'all realize what this is about. I don't think y'all realize what colonialism did. Africa went through colonialism. Y'all always like to say, why didn't Africans come and get us if we from Africa? Because they were dealing with colonialism. They were dealing with empirical forces taking over their resources, and they had a fight just like we had a fight against the same people. So we had a fight. And now that countries in Africa are gaining their independence, they're saying, hold up, it's not just about us. It's about us. Continental Africans and diasporic Africans. I know y'all don't want to be Africans, but we are. And they are saying if we, Africa and diaspora Africas, come together and build, we will be strong and we can repair what has been taken from us. I know y'all have low comprehension. I know that y'all have all this idea that you're American more than you're African. I know Europeans have done a number on our mentality. But what you're doing is insane. It's flat out insane. Here are people that are saying, hey, let's unify and build, and y'all went and just looked at the thing and said, nope, not us, y'all ain't taking from us. I'd rather give it to the white man. Y'all are insane. Y'all are insane. This is crazy. If you are boycotting African shops and you're not boycotting European shops, you are flat out insane. That's the only way I can say it. All this pretending bullshit, all this FBA bullshit, y'all are just flat out insane. Y'all are just flat out agents of European design. I'm not with it. I'm gonna go get my hair braided from the African shop this weekend. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with canceling out someone that looks like me. I'm not with canceling out somebody that has gone through the same craziness that we've gone through, just in a different way. I'm not with it. So why don't y'all be quiet? Why don't y'all be quiet? Because our movement don't need y'all. We don't need ignorance. If y'all aren't going to educate, read a whole dang article before you move, what movement are you doing? You're moving on bullshit. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are flat out insane.
Thank you for that, brother. Thank you for actually well articulating. So it's a beef that go beyond what we are saying. Those that are in Africa have been impressing our black brothers from the diaspora when they want to come back. There are YouTubers that have actually covered those stories very well. Go check the channel, Evans from Kenya. He has covered the movement of the black back to the continent, and they have impressed it. There are black YouTubers, black Americans that are actually in Africa, and they are loving it. And they are accepting that this is the motherland because they feel connection. They feel the love from the one another. But you guys, a few black Americans, they want to plant a bad seed between each other. I saw somebody say, when two grasshoppers are fighting, is the raven, is that bird that's up there that will benefit. You small tribe, you small ethnicity, the black Americans and the African Americans, or the African that are in America. If you fight, who is gonna benefit? Who is gonna laugh at you? Those whites, those brown people. Because what will they think of you? You know, it's high time, you know, that the black-skinned person or people, you need to unite together. You know, I saw one of the speakers also say that the log that stays in the water for so long thinks it's a crocodile. As funny as it is. There's this article I read somewhere, you know, and I just find it, you know, very interesting. So there's the controversy and critical perspective of all this fighting. So I'd say the boycott is highly controversial with significant debates on its implication. Criticism of division. Critics include Voice in Black Enterprise and Reddit discussion argue the boycott diverts energy from fighting systemic racism, potential harming black unity. They contended it plays into narrative that undermines solidarity, with some suggesting external influence like Russia propaganda. Okay, oh yeah, there's a person who actually suggests that maybe it's Russian because they thought there's an external influence to all this. You know what? And I'm coming to think of it, the Russian propaganda. Though you know, Russians have been supporting Africans more, the African continent more. But now, Russia is now, you know, it's like an enemy to the United States of America, or the United States of America is an enemy to Russia. And who is the best person to actually, you know, create division, create instability, is to start this small war between the blacks, Americans, and the Africans that are in America. It makes sense somehow. Or tell me what you think about this Russian propaganda. Another person say, then another point is impact on entrepreneurs. There's a concern about the economic impact on African immigrant entrepreneurs already navigating challenges, as noted in 2025 Cree-Bill's article, where Princess Shinkol criticized the boycott, calling for dialogue. So we all know the African business have been struggling. They are experiencing many challenges. These black Americans, because you guys don't actually identify yourself as African Americans. So these black Americans, you know, so their business are struggling. So if you come and, you know, breach a war in between, what will be the results? What will be the results? Then a support for unity. Many advocate for solidarity with historical examples like the civil rights movement, showing potential for alliance as per the AAIH 2020. Suggests a need for bridging divides rather than deepening them. We have all experienced the racism. You saw how they treated that guy. That guy, I think the Jacksonville resident, when, you know, that refused to actually, you know what, surrender the police and lock himself in the van. Did you see how he was treated? So if that's an American, you know, that's an American, a black American. You saw how he was treated there. So it's the same problem, you know, blacks and the whites and the black American and the African that are in America, you know, are experiencing. Let's read this. Black Americans have supremacist mindset, They didn't have problem with Africans when Africans were generally perceived as the backward place in need of help. For the moment, Africans began to excel on global stage and export our culture. All the hate started. They claim our artists, our tethers, our cuisine is this and that. Everything offends them. If you watch their comedy special from the 80s to 90s, early 2000, you hear all these jokes about African bushmen and all that. That is the Africa they want. That's the Africa that they are compatible with. This Africa that's prospering difficult for them because they won't be their main characters anymore. Another say, you can't hide the truth. All black people with kinky hair come from Africa, yet some deny their roots just to fit in. But they should remember, a piece of wood that stays in the water never turns into a crocodile. Why, we are all children of Africa, and we are proud of them, of it, even if that truth makes some uncomfortable. Then there's the golden question, who benefits from black on black wars? Who benefit from that? Just ask yourself, who benefit from that? Let's watch this last video.
Gotta put this in there because I just realized what I was saying in the video. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I gotta put that in there because what I just said, yeah. So I just seen this post where this lady is sitting up on there talking about August 1st. It's supposed to be the day that everybody's supposed to boycott African shops. My first question is, how are you boycotting something that you don't go to? You have locks in your head. How are you boycotting African braiders with locks in your head? Make it make sense to me. Also, how could you skip over everybody else and jump straight to the Africans? How do we do that? You literally jumped over white racist people, Mexican racist people, Latino racist people, Asian racist people, fucking fake ass Indian racist people. You skipped over all their businesses, all of them, and went straight to the Africans. And all the Africans do is just talk shit. They just speak their mind. They aren't out here trying to eliminate us, unalive us, harm us, and do all this shit to us. They're not doing that. That's everybody else that you skipped over. Those businesses that you are meant to boycott, that you are supposed to boycott, that you should boycott. But no, you want to go straight to the African braiders with locks in your head. You don't even get your hair done by them. So why the fuck are you boycotting them? Please make it make sense to me. And why are they the main priority right now? We got Gucci, we got Louis, Prada, all them motherfuckers need to be boycotted. Walmart, Walgreens, those are all white businesses. These gas stations, they are all disrespectful too, and they not us. They not African either. Why we not boycotting them? You're boycotting Africans when there are more and bigger fucking issues out here than an African talking shit, saying that they don't want to be entwined with us or put in the same category as us. That's your problem. That's why you want to boycott them. But you don't want to boycott people that's out here taking your people's lives. Please make that make sense to me. Y'all be out here talking about the wrong things, fighting for the wrong shit. Africans, you know they are a part of us. Whether they want to say it or not, they are a part of us. So why the fuck do we keep fighting our own? When we got so many fucking other enemies out here, but yet we keep fighting our own. They are a part of us. They're like our long lost cousins. Understand this, bro. There's more important shit out here than boycotting a fucking African's braiding shop. Like, bro, y'all got me so tongue-tied with this bullshit because y'all be really trying it on here. Lady, get your shit together. Get your priorities in check. Because you are focused on the wrong motherfucking thing right now.
So, to summarize this, a very parting shot, it's just my humble request is that those Americans, those black Americans that are in the States. Please learn to live with these Africans. You know, some of these Africans, they move there. No, it's heaven. Let me just say it's heaven. Even if they had good businesses, even if, no, they move there because of the difficulties they felt. There's greener pasture there. Of course, they might mess up, no. Maybe their ego may rise, but let us learn to actually, you know what, live with each others. Let's not pick a fight with your neighbor. Or even if you pick a fight with your neighbor, in the next 2 or 3 days, just go and greet your neighbor. Get to know how he or she is going. The same way we're actually, you know, welcoming these black Americans back in Africa. These black Americans that are in Africa, and if you're watching till this part, please let them know in the comment section, how are we Africans treating you guys? Right? Just let them know.